Hello and thank you very much for joining me today. My name's Donna and today we're going to be doing a very simple card using some designer series paper from the Fresh Florals range, and the colour we're going to be using today is Fresh Fig. The Fresh Florals range is using all of the in colours for 2017-19. We've got Fresh Fig there. They're all double-sided so they can be colour coordinated. That's Powder Pink, Berry Burst, we've got Tranquil Tide there, Lemon Lime Twist, and as you can see they're all double-sided, so you have lots and lots of options as to what you're going to do with all of these designs, and they come in 12 by 12 sheets and there are 40 of them. So I've decided to go with the Fresh Fig because that's my favourite colour at the moment. Also comes in coordinating cardstock and coordinating ink as well. So what I've decided to do is use, I've already cut out my bits of card, so I've chosen the flowers to then coordinate with that pattern. So this piece of card, like I said, I've already cut them to size, is 4 inches by 5.5 inches. This piece of card is 1 inch by 5.5 inches. And then I've got a small piece of Whisper White card as well, and that is 1 inch by 4 inches. We're going to use that for our sentiment. I've got some white cardstock here, which measures just a bit over 5 3/4 inches square, and that's just been folded in half. So actually, the full width of that is 11 3/4 by 5 3/4. So what I intend to do is just lay my card out like that, and then I've got some ribbon. This isn't Stampin' Up ribbon, this is just some ribbon that I had in my craft stash, and it just happens to match what I've got here, and I'm just going to lay that down there, and then I'm going to put my sentiment on there, just nice and simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is put some glue on the back of my paper. I'm using wet glue rather than a double-sided tape, just because you'll see in a moment when you use wet glue, when you put it down on the card, you have got room just to wiggle it a little bit. If you use double-sided tape, you don't have that. If it goes on slightly skew, that's it, you can't take it off, it is stuck. And it just ruins your paper if you then try and lift it and you've got to start again and you've wasted your paper. So just some, I'm running out of this, just some glue on there. And then I'm just going to open that up like that. Like I said, you just got room just to move it a little bit. And then very carefully stick that down. Just give it a couple of seconds to grab. It does grab quite quickly, so you haven't got to waste loads of time waiting for it to dry. And then what I'm going to do is stick that there. Now I cut that too narrow, so what I'm going to do is just leave a bit of a gap there, and then I'm just going to put my ribbon on there. And then a bit of glue on here. And really the purpose of this video is just to show you just how quickly you can put a set of cards together. Oops, can't get hold of that. And then very carefully I'm just going to put that on there and then just give myself just a second just to manoeuvre that in place. The ribbon I've cut to 9 inches, or just under 9 inches, so that just gives me enough room to put that on there, and then it can fold over onto the other side. So what I'm going to do is actually run the glue on here, be less messy than actually trying to put it on the ribbon and fix it to that. I'm just going to very carefully put that along there and along here. before that dries. Tombow does dry clear. I just want to mop that a little bit up there. And it's really good at not just sticking card to card, but also fabric as well. So that's stuck on there quite nicely. I'm just going to turn that over. I could trim that. And then just a little bit of glue on here. I think I've got too much glue there, and that's going to spill out a little bit. So just give that a second to grab. Doesn't take long at all. Yep, that's gone there. That one hasn't yet. Oops. Did put too much glue there. There we go. Right, while that's drying, just put that to one side, and I'm going to take my little piece of white card there that I'm just going to use for the sentiment. Now I've just rounded off the corners. You don't have to do that, it's entirely up to you. And I am using one of my favourite stamp sets, and this is the Beautiful You stamp set. I've used this a few times before, where we have these lovely ladies where you can just stamp them and then you can colour them. You can colour them with these kind of paint splodges, and they also have some really nice sentiments on here as well. I'm going to use this one. I've already loaded it up onto my stamp block. And I'm going to use the coordinating Fresh Fig ink. Just going to load some ink up on there, line it up, just so I can get it as central as possible. I've got the light shining on this, so hopefully I get this in the right spot. That could be a lot better, so let's turn it over and try that again. Just going to get rid of the excess ink on there. Okay, let's try that again. I've only got to move slightly, and also I can't put my head over this either, otherwise you just get a shot of the top of my head. So we'll try that again. Oops, there we are, that's much better. Always close up your ink. It's really messy if you happen to stick your fingers in it. So there's my sentiment there. My glue's dried off a little bit there. And what I'm going to do is just put that sentiment on there like that. And I'm going to stick that with some of these foam glue, like foam sticky pads. What I'm going to do first though, actually, get my ink back out again. I'm just going to dab some of this Fresh Fig ink onto my dauber, and I'm just going to do that. What it does, it just kind of breaks up that harsh edge. When I first saw somebody doing this, I thought, I don't understand why they're doing that. But then when I actually started doing it, I could understand why. You have to be very careful that you don't get ink on your fingers, which you then splodge onto your card. close that up. Right. Put one sticky pad on there on either side, and what these sticky pads do is that they just give a little bit of height to your decoration. Oh, I don't know why that doesn't want to come off. Okay. You take the card and then place it centrally at the bottom of the card like that. And there we go, a really easy card which has taken me probably about 10 minutes to make. And then you can put your own sentiment inside. If you wanted to cover this bit up here, you could actually stick some paper on there to cover those up, and I'll probably do that, just get some A4 paper just to cover that up. There we go, very simple card. Thank you very much for joining me today. Don't forget to hit the subscription button down below if you want to see some of my other videos that are coming up. Thank you very much. Bye.